All right, let's just dive right in. Look, AI is moving so fast, it's kind of dizzying, right? And because of that, there's this one big question that's probably been nagging at the back of your mind. And that question is, will a robot take my job? I mean, you see it everywhere. Algorithms writing articles, analyzing huge amounts of data, and it's totally natural to feel a little uneasy. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if, instead of worrying about what we might lose, we focused on where we, as humans, are just unbeatable? That's what we're going to do. We're going to count down 5 jobs where humans are, for sure, irreplaceable.
Okay, so the key to all of this is understanding one simple thing: what AI is good at versus what we're good at. AI, it's all about speed, crunching numbers, and spotting patterns. It's a powerhouse. But its skills kind of stop right where our best stuff begins. We've got what you could honestly call human superpowers. Things like real empathy, tricky ethical judgment, incredible physical dexterity, and truly original creativity. And it's these superpowers that build the foundation for the most secure jobs out there.
Which, of course, brings us to our countdown. Let's kick it off with number 5. This is a role that's all about vision, about seeing the big picture.
Coming in at number 5, it's the creative director, or the high-level strategist. Now, these aren't just the people making the ads or writing the copy. No. They're the architects, the ones who build the entire creative soul of a brand or a project. They're setting the tone, the vision, the whole vibe.
So, what makes this job so AI-proof? Well, think about it. An AI can spit out 1,000 ideas in a second, sure, but can it come up with a truly original, groundbreaking creative vision? Can it take on the ethical responsibility for a message, or understand the subtle, unspoken cultural stuff? Can it make a risky, strategic choice based on a gut feeling? No way. That stuff requires a human. It takes taste, courage, and real accountability.
And this really points to what the future of work is going to look like. It's not us versus them. It's a partnership. Just imagine AI as the most amazing assistant you could ever have. It's generating drafts, analyzing trends faster than any human ever could. But you, the human, you're still the visionary. You're the one setting the strategy, aligning it with the brand, and making that final, crucial creative call.
All right, let's move on to number 4. Here, we're shifting gears from the world of ideas to the physical world, the one you can actually touch.
We're talking about the skilled trades. You know, electricians, plumbers, the mechanics who can actually figure out what that weird noise in your car is. These are the people who literally keep our world from falling apart. And it turns out, these jobs are some of the most AI-proof careers you can possibly have.
And the reason why really boils down to this one simple truth. The real world is gloriously messy and unpredictable. See, it's not a neat and tidy computer program. Our world is chaotic. And in that chaos, we humans have the absolute upper hand.
I mean, seriously, think about it. A robot can have every blueprint in the world stored in its memory. But what happens when the pipes in the wall don't match that 50-year-old drawing? Can a robot improvise? Can it squeeze into a tiny, awkward crawlspace to fix a leak? Can it make a split-second judgment call about safety? That kind of on-the-spot problem-solving, that physical adaptability, that is, for now at least, a purely human skill.
Okay, coming in at number 3. We're moving away from the physical world and into the world of pure human connection.
And here, we're talking about mental health professionals, therapists, counselors, social workers. These jobs are maybe the best example of a role where the human relationship isn't just a part of the job, it is the job. It's the whole thing.
Yeah, sure. A chatbot can be programmed to say, "I understand," based on keywords. But can it build real, genuine trust over months and years? Can it truly feel the weight of someone's story, or pick up on the meaning behind a slight pause or a change in tone? In therapy, that human connection is often the actual treatment. And that requires something an AI will just never have, a soul. Not to mention the legal and ethical accountability for someone's well-being. All right, we're down to the final 2. Our runner-up at number 2 is a job that is defined by one thing above all else: courage in the middle of total chaos. This is the world of the emergency and first responder. Firefighters, paramedics, crisis negotiators. These are the folks who run towards danger when every natural instinct is screaming to run away. They're the people we count on when we are having the absolute worst day of our lives.
And let's be really clear about this. You cannot write code for courage. It's just not possible. These jobs demand split-second moral judgments. We're talking life or death calls, made with messy, incomplete information, relying on pure human instinct.
It's about being a leader, a compassionate one, when everything is falling apart. That is something that is just completely, utterly beyond what a machine can do.
And that brings us to the number one spot, the single most AI-proof job, the one that more than any other blends all of those human superpowers we talked about into one single role.
And that job is the healthcare caregiver. Specifically, think about frontline roles like nurses and surgeons. This is the ultimate job where the human touch is absolutely 100% non-negotiable.
So why number one? Because this role is the ultimate mix of everything we've been talking about. Just picture a nurse for a second. They're using their clinical expertise to monitor complex medical data while also using their emotional intelligence to comfort a scared patient and their family, and using precise physical skill to provide hands-on care, all at once. A surgeon has to have encyclopedic knowledge and unbelievable physical dexterity, all while holding the ethical responsibility for someone's life in their hands. AI is going to be an incredible tool here for sure, but it can never ever replace the human being at the bedside.
So when you step back and look at all 5 of these jobs, you start to see a really clear pattern, right? This is what we can call the human advantage. It's that unique, irreplaceable mix of empathy, creativity, moral judgment, and that physical connection. That's the common thread that ties all of these jobs together.
So, what does this all mean for you, for your career? The takeaway here is pretty simple. Stop trying to compete with the machines on their terms. Don't try to be a faster calculator. You'll lose. Instead, you need to double down on the stuff that makes you human. Work on your emotional intelligence. Sharpen your creative and strategic thinking. Get really, really good at solving messy, real-world problems. And maybe most importantly, focus on your ability to make genuine human connections. You know, this whole humans versus machines idea, it's really just a myth. The reality is going to be so much more interesting. It's going to be humans with machines. The future is all about collaboration. And in that future, our uniquely human strengths, they're going to become more valuable than they've ever been.
Which leaves us with one last big question to think about. We've gone through 5 jobs, but this list definitely isn't exhaustive. So what other job do you think is so fundamentally human that it's truly, completely AI-proof? Pondering that might just tell us where our greatest value is going to be in the years to come.